Hey, what's going on, you guys? Welcome to CCxRC. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at the new Redcat Ascent. It's a 1/10 scale crawler, comes in at about 300 bucks, you guys, and they've set this thing up for you to really get out there and hit the rocks with. It's kind of set up more like a comp truck, so a little bit different than the other Redcats that we've had. We've had their Gen 8 before, and we really liked how that thing handled out of the box. Me and my buddies took one of the kits that they had out before, builder's kit, and built those out and had a lot of fun with those. And it was super capable. That was probably, wow, 4 or 5 years ago now. And we've got the 64, we've got the Kaiju, lots of different things from Redcat. So super pumped to take a look under the hood of this thing with you guys, then get it out and get it on some rocks. So let's do it. All right, we're gonna try to give this thing a pretty good once over for you guys, but taking a look at the body, first of all, the bumpers. There are two versions of this Ascent. There's a red one that's not tucked like this, and the bumpers are gonna match that. You can see on this one, the bumpers are really narrow. I love that. They're tucked right up underneath the body. They're not sticking out, protruding, which I love one of my other vehicles that I have, but the bumper on it's so much of a problem for me. Even the rear one, super tucked in there. So it's going to give you access to the rocks very easily, not really get in your way, hanging up stuff. You should have really good, yeah, I mean, the approach angles are insane with this thing. So that's a huge plus if you're really looking to get out and do some hard lines with it. Tires, wheels and tires, these are not bead locks. They are glued on. They feel pretty good. And so it's a 1.9 tire. Very meaty type of a lug, so we'll see how this does, but I like the compound. It's nice and soft. You can feel the foams in there. There you can see the axles right up front. The Gen 9 axles are we'll look at them better when we get the body off and it's not so shadowed. This is a two-part body. You can see here they do have the back if you wanted to throw some scale accessories in there or whatever, if you like to do that. You may not be choosing this truck because it's kind of more like comp oriented, I would say, in some ways. But two body clips is all that you got to take out of the rear on either one, the red one or the blue one. And they've got this kind of cool flip top if you just need to get in there. I've already got a battery in there, getting ready to take it out to run. But yeah, you can just kind of flip it down. I will say there's one thing that they did that's kind of tricky is with the battery in the body. It is cut out here a little bit. There's a little cutout here, but they should have probably had a longer cable, I would think, because you have to put your battery so that the cable is forward and then try and get it down and around in order to get it inside of that little gap where the battery allows. It's just kind of tight by the time that you make the corner and everything. So that's just one thing. It's not too bad, but yeah, then you just got to line it up and oh, I took it off. There. So the two-part one, the body's going to move around a little more, it looks like, but get it lined up there, not too bad. But the body pulls off. It's got this little clip on the front that hooks on to the front of the chassis. I love what people are doing when they're thinking through these bodies and keeping it a lot easier to get in and out of, and just quick flip top if you're just doing battery changes, but very easy to get inside of it and work on the truck if you want to or need to. All right, let's give this a quick rundown. So battery tray here, they say you can also do shorty pack like drone batteries here. Just take the Velcro off and loop it through there, and you can strap small batteries on here. It'd be tricky with this particular body and where it hits, so it'd have to be a small battery pack. But you can see the two-part clip system here and how that works. So you can remove these screws, and actually you'd be able to take these screws then and from the outside, because you have to get rid of this battery tray, but then you just screw the body on if you're really looking to lock it down on a comp trail and you're just like, you don't mind doing it that way. You can have it that way where you just have the front part of the cab, screw in there, pretty slick. So divorce transfer case here, and it makes it very easy for doing changes for overdrive. Technically with this it's underdrive, so you'll underdrive the rear, but they have it so that you just unscrew these and you pull this plate off and you can change the gearing out on that. You do have to take off the drive shaft, and because it's such a tight gap that they have. They don't have a lot of wiggle room on your drive shafts. It's so tight. You actually have to take off one of your links in order to get it to pull and spread, in order to get that drive shaft to pull enough away that you can get this out, and because you can't just pull your drive shaft off of that in that little tight space. So you have to actually flex it so you can move your axle and rotate it a bit. So that's a little bit of a bummer, not terrible, because this whole idea is making that super simple, which I like. I did see, I just actually saw ExoCage had shaved his down, which is pretty cool. And Siri's listening in on me. I love it when these computers do that. Anyway, so that's pretty slick. 42 turn 550 can motor up in here. So nice, gonna be really torquey and pretty slow speed. That's why we put a 3S battery pack in here. We're running 3S. Can do 2 or 3S, or you can do 5, I think, to 9 NIM cells, or 8. I don't ever run NIM, so I don't know the numbering on them. 4-channel receiver, pretty cool. So you can do a winch right off of it, and the radio is actually set. We'll show you that in a minute, to be able to handle doing winches. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, really tight on these drive shafts. This one's not going to flex at all, so it doesn't matter based on the location. But these ones here, there's not a whole lot of clearance to back it off and get in and work on this stuff without taking things apart. So I might do what he did eventually, but we're going to run it stock without any underdrive first, just to see how it handles for people that are just getting it right out of the box. But I think you have like 13% and 20% overdrives or underdrives to the rear. Suspension actually feels nice and plush, and you can see these shocks here. These are like competition style shocks. The new ones that you see a lot of people running, with much shorter travel. So much longer body, and they've got internal spring as well, so you have even more resistance slash dampening in there, and adjustability, so that's pretty cool. They feel pretty good. Again, you're not going for super flex with this necessarily, but it looks pretty good. It's not bad. Get about a fist. So I think that's enough. It's got their torque spec servo up here. Says it's about, I think it was 42 kilograms of torque at 8.4 volts. This is the ESC right up here in the front, which you can reach up and turn it on and off up underneath the fender. There's no fairings, any of that kind of stuff. They're going for more comp style with this. There's no fenders on inner ones and stuff here to get in the way. But flat rail chassis. You know, you can see the shock towers with the adjustability, a lot like what people are doing with their aftermarket chassis and their shock keys and all that kind of stuff with the angles that they've chosen to go with these. So I'm liking that. It's pretty cool what it's going to be like right out of the box for this. So you can see here the skids on this are all nice and rounded. Should slide off here. It's plastic, so it's not going to grip on and be crazy. These are flush. I love it. Some people put these rod ends on that they stick out here. Either they've got like a hex on them so you can grip them with a tool, whatever. These are not that way. They should not hang up on that. So that's really great to see. You can see they are portals. I hadn't mentioned that before. Portal axles. And we're going to go upside down so we have a little better light so you can see. But looks pretty good. That almost, I think that might be metal. Yeah, metal diff covers on there. Looks like probably aluminum. So I was just seeing if it would shave off a little plastic. It looked metal, felt metal, but I just wanted to do a quick check because I've said it is before and it's just really good plastic and paints. But that's definitely looking like metal. It's not shaving off little pieces. So I don't have a Gen 9 one, so I don't know if that was something that they normally came with. And yeah, I mean, I think this thing looks pretty boss. And I really like what they've done with it. I do want to show you guys what does come with it, because you do get a manual here. My knife still cuts after me tapping it on metal there. So you do get gears in here. You get body posts. So these are your underdrive gears that you're gonna get. Lots of stickers, that's cool. You can actually do rings. You can see the little depressions there you can pop out, and they'll actually go over your beadlocks if you wanted to have colorized rims or beadlock style. Got fender stickers here if you want to black them out. All kinds of other Redcat decals and racing numbers and whatnot. If you look here, you've got your 18 tooth and 26 tooth gears to go in the transfer case. And here's the 19 tooth and 25 tooth gear sets. So you can underdrive it either 10 or 20%, which is pretty cool that they gave you these right out of the box, and running the standard gearing in it. Currently, so you have 3 options on how you want it to work. Again, it's running this nice LCG comp style chassis that's aluminum. Shock bodies are aluminum. Lots of aluminum actually on this, and decent parts on it. But last thing we'll look at real quick here is the radio. It's new, and I like that Redcat is just thinking. Like, it's pretty cool. So lots of options on it here. You've got throttle trims, steering endpoint adjustments, steering trims, throttle reverses, steering reverses, bind button right on it. What's really neat and thinking outside the box is they've added just an LED to the front of it, a light that you can use at night to either look at stuff on the truck or work on it, or just guide your way along the trail, I guess, a little bit. And then it's got the 4th channel here. It's a 3-position switch. You got a 2-position switch here, channel 3. And on the bottom, you've got your battery tray, 4 batteries, but they also included a little compartment where you can stick some extra stuff in here, tools, extra body clips. You could do some wheel nuts or things that you might need along the way. Little wrench if you need to tighten it. You could do one of the little cross wrenches in there. So, you know, RCR radios, you know, don't usually have a whole lot of extra thought put into them. They've gone above and beyond with this one, just thinking about things we might need. This just is super cool. There's all that empty space. Give us something to be able to store things. And then it's got this really nice rubberized handle. And yes, you can one-handed drive this thing. So it's all reachable right here. So that's perfect for me. I love it. Now we're gonna get it out on the rocks, you guys, and see how it does. All right, you guys, I know that this isn't the most difficult course that you're gonna see one of these on, because this is technically like a 24 scale course, but we're just gonna see how it does on these rocks and the wet clay here, because it's what I got available at the moment. And then we'll take it up and get it on some better rocks and comp stuff here very soon. Nice steering, even though it's not even underdriven yet. The body is rubbing for sure on those tires. You can hear it. The tires, I really can't say on this stuff. I like the flex I see in them as far as the softness gripping onto these. Look at that. That's nice. Nice tire flex on it. Wrapping on. So I like the stock foams that they're running in here pretty good. Just gripping. So we're just gonna hit these things a bunch of different ways. Definitely is quick. So there's a couple different, I forgot to mention for the ESC, we didn't talk about that. 5 amp BEC on it. And then, yeah, so when we were talking about the specs on the servo, that's if you had an 8.4 volt setup going on. Ooh, so our drag brake, we'll have to look at the settings for that. It's pretty good. Try coming up this hill from here. Definitely rubbing. I might just end up cutting that away a little more. We'll see if we keep these tires on, we'll definitely cut it. Aha, see? I centered it. There we go. Nice low. See if we can't squeak it up here. A little more difficult climb. There it goes. On 3S it has decent power, it just needs that trimmed a little bit. Just because people are going to turn that much and they're going to turn while they're flexing. So that's definitely will need to be addressed. But an easy fix. Little chop on it. Make the body even more comp bodied out. big old wheel wells. No fenders. Yeah, I mean, I don't have anything super technical here to take it on. So we're just trying to hit some of these things in kind of some weird ways and see how it does. Oh, okay. You're gonna have to bump it. There it goes. It's slick out right now. The tires though are doing all right. They're hung up on the back end there. High centered again. Gonna have to bump up this, I think. There we go. A little bit of wheel speed. See if we don't tip on this one. Get a good lean going. Nice. We're gonna try and climb up some different ways here. Let's try this approach. Getting sucked in. There we go. I like the ability to one-handed drive. Let's try and go up this from this angle here, maybe. It's definitely quick. I'm so used to everything being brushless these days, but this brush system is pretty smooth. Just getting used to that reverse is quick. Especially on 3S. Not a high top speed, but it's quick. You can go slow, but you just got to be paying attention and thinking about it. Let's try and go up this. Nice. Again, I know these aren't the biggest rocks to really test this on. Still fun though. If I'm out trailing, this is kind of what it'd feel like for a lot of obstacles we'd run into. At least out here. You're just working on tire placement. Nice. Just kind of wants to tackle anything in its way. I love it. The steering's really good. Come up over the top of this. There it goes, little bump. Sweet. Well guys, this is just the unboxing run of it. We're gonna go up where we got some bigger rocks and more technical lines and get some more run footage of this. But overall impressions are pretty good out of the box, guys. For the cost, what you're getting with this thing may be the best in a budget crawler that I've encountered yet. This is pretty awesome. The steering, just the capabilities of it. Look at this. Oh, get it. So nice. I'm actually finding some really fun lines out here on this that would feel like I'm just out on a trail encountering rocks as I'm going. I bet if you gated this, you could make some really fun lines. Look at that. Just finding the traction it needs. Tight steering. Gonna climb this, no problem here. Oh, I thought I was gonna be stuck. Got it. Oh, back diff's hung. Bounce it. Oh, wheel speed out. Oh, I almost tipped it. I really haven't had many rollovers. Look at that, and that's not even underdriven. The steering on this is insane. Okay, I just mentioned the tipping thing, and there I go. Just had to find the right line. This is gonna get leaning, but it's gonna be fine. That would be a tip move if I put the front end on that. Just enough wheel speed with this to bounce it on some stuff. Let's try climbing this loose dirt, see if we have enough speed. Yeah, not even a problem. Not a problem. Oh, gonna save it. Boom, saved it. Now we're gonna get bound up in all this stuff. Power through. That's full speed right there. So it's great like bounce speed, but not a lot of high top end, which will probably save you. That's pretty steep actually. Can we bounce up that? Yeah. Didn't even have to bounce, just wheel speed. So people that are wanting to see it on like this is wet clay. It's slick, it's getting on the tires. They're still grabbing onto stuff. We'll try it on some loose, like sandy clay later with some more terrain, but it's just gripping into this stuff like nobody's business. The tires are just eating it up. And still just, they feel pretty sticky still on the rocks. Probably because there's aired down enough. Yeah. Good job, Redcat. Impressive. Oh, jump it. Very impressive, guys. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. The Redcat Everest Ascent 1/10 scale. This thing, I like so many things about it. I like the body stylings a lot. Kind of got that like Toyota front end vibe. The tuck on it's nice. I like the color. This kind of like steel blue is amazing looking, especially with the sun hitting it. The tires are hooking up. I don't love the white wheels. That's probably my only gripe. I'd have probably just done them black, but I get it. They stand out. So, and then they have the different like stickers you can put on them. As much as I'm hitting the rocks and stuff, I wouldn't put stickers on them because they just get tore up. But yeah, it's decent. I absolutely cannot believe that this is a $300 truck. $289, $299, that range at the time of the video. So impressive. The body rub's a little thing. That and the white wheels are, you know, not huge negatives, but a few things that I'll change probably. Even if I kept these tires, I'd probably just take them off and spray paint the wheels black. Or maybe the white will grow on me. The black might not accentuate that steel color as much, the steel blue. So I don't actually know what they're calling the color, but call it blue steel. If you guys know the reference, let me know in the comments. I can't stop. I've wrapped the video up twice now. I keep driving it. So much fun. But see, I'd take this trailing. I know they want to comp it and all that, but I would just have a fun with it, doing exactly what I'm doing here, not overdriving it, because I'd want to be able to drive on trails and not worry about, or underdrive. Sorry, it's kind of, we say overdrive for everything. They're underdriving the rear, which is overdriving the front. So Same idea, same principle, but I just don't want to have it fighting itself if we're doing long trails with it. And I don't even feel like it needs it because it's just doing so well. If we had really big hill climbs and some of that kind of stuff, maybe, but it may not be necessary for this terrain. If I started comping with it, I would definitely do it because everything's so tight with the gates for steering. But again, like I said, the steering for this is already quite impressive compared to some of my other trucks. So again, hats off to Redcat on this one for sure. All right, we're out for real this time, guys. Bye.